It used to be when you wanted to dig a ditch, you had to grab a shovel and start digging. Well, that was before they invented this thing, the backhoe. Amazing piece of equipment. This is the Caterpillar 420D IT. And man, when I was a little kid, I used to think this thing was some kind of mechanical scorpion. Look at that thing. But man, it can put some hurt on some dirt, I'll tell you. So we're going to dig a ditch today. We'll see how it's done using this piece of equipment. Do-it-yourself Duke. Let's get started. But let's go ahead and start this thing. And this thing is such a good piece of equipment. I don't care how cold it is. It's not even being plugged in. It starts right up. Just use this thing all the time. It's really awesome. So right down here is a control panel with the key. Simply turn it on, everything lights up. And then you just start it up. Take off the emergency brake, which is here. Then it's in neutral. Then your gear selection is here. Put which gear you want it in. 1, 2, 3, or 4. And then right over here, you just simply put it in forward. And it's ready to go. It has an accelerator and or a lever to accelerate. You can set that acceleration and you won't have to use the pedal. And here we go. What a beautiful day to dig a ditch too. You can see off in the distance Mount Hood, part of the Cascades. But here's the problem. Went ahead and dug a ditch deeper here where that culvert is. What happens is it starts to overflow over there before it starts going through this part. And this is the overflow that goes over to that pond. So right here, we're going to have to dig this portion out and get that old pipe out and lower that level to the same level as that area. So we can put a check valve there and then open that when we don't want water to go that way, but we want it to go into the pond. So let's get this backhoe set up and we'll start digging. That's the fun part. So we've got the backhoe positioned over the area where the pipe needs to be dug out. And we've got it stabilized by setting the front down and the emergency brake on. It's in neutral. What we're gonna do is put the outriggers down, which are controlled by these levers, as you can see. That'll set us down and give us a lot of stability, and then it won't rock around when we use the backhoe. That'll lift us up, and then we'll go ahead and run your RPM up with your throttle control that is here in your RPM gauge. That'll run the hydraulics better and at a smoother rate. That way you won't get that jittery motion going on. So be sure and do that. Joystick on your right runs up and down, up, down, and then it runs the bucket. Close to the left and open to the right. Up, down, left close, right open. Now the joystick on the left is going to swing the mast back and forth. Left, left, right, right. And then it pulls the bucket mast back towards you if you pull it towards you like so. This way and back out. Now the cool thing about this backhoe, it has an extender bucket. Down on the floor is a pedal. You push down and it'll extend that bucket. That gives you some extra reach. And then push back on the pedal and it brings it back. That's a really nice feature for backhoes. That gives you that little extra reach. Let's go ahead and start digging this out. It's pretty simple. Once you get used to those controls, if you've ever played video games with the old joystick, man, you're probably going to be the greatest backhoe operator of all time. And we'll put the outriggers down. Do this from a different angle. Okay, let's go. This thing's so cool. Look at that. All from a couple of little joysticks. Okay, we're hitting the pipe there, but I don't think we're going to be able to save it anyway. Go ahead and pull it this way. So pipes in. Now we're just filling up the ditch. Could you imagine how long that would take if you had to do that with a shovel by yourself? 100 guys. But with this machine, wow, it's so easy. So we're just gonna bury it up, smooth it out. We can drive over it, and then that water can be diverted to that pond. And this backhoe, which is really versatile, has 4-wheel drive simply by pushing that toggle switch. We're in 4-wheel drive now. We're going to go down into the pond so we can get a different angle for digging out around that new pipe in there, and that way it'll be a free flow of water. Let's go down in the pond. And you can see the end of it down there. We're just going to move all that dirt around through there so it cleans out and doesn't get plugged up later. All done. There's the pipe when it comes out. And over here, welded this little gate on there. Again, this is just a little diversion, so you just lift this up, let water go out. When you don't want water, just close it. Perfect, huh? Irrigation. A must-needed thing for the farming business. Okay, when you're running a backhoe, you got to be really safe around buildings and that kind of thing, and people. Sometimes the neighbor kids want to come over, and other people want to come over and go, "What you doing?" And you're swinging your boom around and your bucket, and it's like, "Oh my God, there's a..." So it's really key to be safe, and especially if you're new at running one, say, "Hey guys, back off, I'm not really sure about myself yet until I get the hang of it." So just be careful about, you know, working around people or structures or animals or anything like that. Shall we illustrate why? Yeah, let's do that. Billy, no! Get out of the bucket!